because you can, in almost all scenarios, actually. Let's do a manual run, actually. Yeah, let's change it, because I'd forgotten that we'd got the plough going. Let's do this manually, and then we'll read the new field edge. Okay. Excellent job, young man. Excellent. Right, what we are going to do now is, this is going to be the only messy bit, and that is that the fence GT platform, when you empty it, literally empties it. There is no, it doesn't escape as pallets, it is just product. So it will, like, literally, the only way I can do this is to put it as a pile on the floor, and then put it in with a bucket at some later date, because obviously we're going to need to change direction now. What I normally do on most Let's Plays is have multiple platforms, and I'll keep seeds in one and fertilizer in another and lime in another, but obviously as right now, this very minute, I can't do that. We will need to dump this in a pile in a place that's not too bad, and that's also, let's use this bit of growing ground, and we will force tip. Now then, we must remember we've got an absolutely humongous great pile of seeds around the corner. We need to swap the fertilizer I'll try and keep these in separate places so we know which one's which. So this is the lima fertilizer. Then I don't know whether that's going to pick that up, because it's at a weird, let's hope it corrects it. I think actually we can pick it up if I remember rightly. Oh no, lovely. Right, we want canola. What is the temperature? Brilliant. Oh, that is amazing. We are literally cooking on gas. Temperature, it should germinate instantly. Decent. This is the good point about waiting. Come on, seeds. I know you can do it. This is the good point about waiting till day 2 or 3, is this fact. Brilliant. So now speed 1. Whew. Right. We want field. We need to load the new field edge. And we need to that course generation. Let's try circular. Let's try 7. I think that's too much. Huh? Let's try that again. Right, we have to get rid of the course when you do that. 14 new field edge. Course generation, currently loaded course is what we want. Try that again. Oh, okay. Well, if that's, at least you're not dragging a thing. That should be spot on. We need to save that. Save 14 10.1 meters. Right, let's leave you to your devices. Doing an excellent job there of planting our field of canola. The one thing I didn't think through terribly well was the bit where we go up there. I'm not quite sure that the harvester will very much like that. To make that work, we may at some point have to... Yeah, that is going to be fun. I didn't think that through terribly well. This is what I was saying to you guys on one of the episodes. Right. Just get that filled. Where, truthfully, is that lifted? Yes, it is. Oops. Stop the driver. If you look at the location of this, I wanted a container, and I want it just around the corner, and this is why what I was on about. Obviously, when we first placed the container, that was the only field that we had, so therefore it didn't really matter where it went. But now when you think about it, the midpoint between all of our places is roughly here. If we put a container just tucked in there, it's not going to take very long to get from 1213, which is just over there, or you could actually go over the back. Well, obviously I wouldn't get rid of the container in field 14. It makes no sense to do so, or the other one. It truly doesn't make any sense on getting rid of it. I always think that looks such a mess when you have to dump stuff out like that, but ayo, it is what it is. It cannot be helped. What I normally do is, if I'd got the compact storage, I'd dump it in there. It's obviously much tidier. You can see though, with a 10.1 metre caster, it doesn't take long to do your fields. And again, truthfully speaking, let's remind ourselves that traditionally casters were around a lot longer ago than the implements we use now. Everyone used to use casters. Literally, a man or a woman would walk and cast seed, and it worked. So for those who are saying, "Ooh, it's not realistic," I'm sorry, but history would say it is. And we want current. Let's see if it's clever enough to work this out. Can you remember where you were? And let's get on with this. I think that answers that question, and that's a yes. Excellent. So we will need to redo the field edge on this, being as we are extending it. To be honest though, I'm sure it was only had a slight green edge anyway. I'm sure it did. With it being grass, it's a bit hard to prove. Now, we don't want to go too much. I don't want to be greedy. I'd like it to have quite a generous surround for turning around. I know you lose some of your thing, but I don't like. I hate it when you get tight fields. But nah, that is definitely a little bit too. That's not right. That's way too much there. Yeah, there's plenty of turning room there. Okay. Let's get rid of all these little bits to aid the other one, who's done a cracking job of not leaving any of those, apart from on that one side. See any more marks? Oh yeah, I can. Here we go. Not many though. And they're the ones that when you liming seems to hide them, and then when you plant you realise there's a few little green blobs. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can manually touch up and then that's what I normally do. I normally literally run the plough, grab the bits and bobs, because I hate it when you see those bits in your fields. That all looks good to me. Excellent. Now let's just. I'm going to regrass that just to tidy that up, because that's messy. And let's just try and blend this in a little. Get those to match as good as possible. That's not terrible. Lovely. Excellent. Right, that's what we will do. Let's just get rid of that. Calculate current field edge and see if it picks up the... Yes, it has. It's picked up our new field edge. So what you do now is you simply go to 15 and tell it to overwrite it. And then if you did a course generation and clicked on field 15, you will see it now says 15 user. So there we go. We have to actually do that now, haven't we? Oh, go on then. Let's do the field sensor. Save that. 15, 20 meter. Now let's drop the field sensor off and course generation. Let's do that one. And we want headland passes. Let's say about 6. I think we got away with 7. Excellent. Save 50. 4.5 meters. Go. All gone. Pick up the crop sensor and grab the Argotron. And I must remember to just need to, let's put that plough down. There's a little bit just there. Let's go up the top because no doubt there's a save. Oh, let's stick the fertiliser spreader on. No, down, not fold, my bad. Is that actually spreading? That's nice to see. I was unsure whether precision farming was going to kick in with that. But that actually was switching that off, so that answers my question. I was unsure whether the strum rig was actually working with precision farming. Right, so then. That is absolutely... Oh, no. I want to fold that one up. That is absolutely amazing. So we're going to have to just do a bit of touching up with the painting tool. Or we're going to... Role-play now. We'll sow some grass seed. Well, actually, we could do sow some grass seed. It wouldn't really hurt, to be honest. We could actually do that. Let's try not to do that. We have got to get used to not going around the edges of our field. We might have to probably use the proper road. I should have left a bit. I might need to chop that tree back a little bit just to give us a bit better access going forwards. Because we've got plenty of route around here to actually go. Right, I think this is the way only having the one caster is not necessarily a good thing. We're having a... To be honest, I wouldn't mind at some point a second... where have I lost? Really? You weren't. You were... Just, yeah, go on, just give him a clout, I don't know. Right, and so we need to look what... Let's drop this little contraption here. This is definitely going to have a rather a unique place to be put. This is where I'd love a shed, to be honest, because I know you would literally put a cover over it, you would. Oh wow, it does actually keep quite firm as well, with it being put to the trailer. That worked quite well. Right, let's have a look. pH. That's what we want, to look at pH. So 14, 12 and 13, 12 and 13 are still perfectly good, of course, because we actually did... again, this is data and it's getting dark, that's why, but the green is outdated. then. This is going to look a bit unrealistic because I'm going to have to go through my little trees. And I know you can, but I hate it. We put that there before we'd planted those, so... Right, let's put this then, and let's start this. Now we need to set this again, don't we? Because... no, let's not forget. 14 new field edge. Course generation, currently loaded course. 24 metre. It'll do less than 6, but we'll leave it at 6. It'll... Oh, huh? No, you didn't. I had that right this time. Course generation. Perhaps it was because you couldn't actually do it. Right, load. 14. New field edge. Course generation. Perhaps it did say that. Let's have a go. Headland passes. Let's do. I would imagine. I'm going to guess at 4 maximum. I would say 3. Yeah, not a bad guess, Mr. Smith. Not too far off. And we shall start the course at first. We shall save 14, 24 metres. I'm loving this. We're actually filling in all the data. Ah, okay, so he doesn't need to do it everywhere. So the pH is still good in places from the original, in some places I might add. Right, how is the caster doing? How are you doing up with seeds? Can I see? GT platform seeds at 100%, so you've not even got through the Lancer yet. Wow. And you finished. Excellent. Wow, that was perfect timing. I seem to have had a knack for this on this Let's Play, of just running up at the right time. Which may look slightly contrived, but it wasn't that. What it is that keeps on causing the focus to shift into Windows. I lost that then. Right, let's turn that off. I literally went straight into Windows. It's done this 3 or 4 times. It's like pressing a certain key or something, or some program is calling for... We're still recording. Every time so far it has actually worked, so let's do now. With 15 is, no, it isn't actually. We should be able to do this the natural way. Now that we've done, it should say 15 user Headland. We'll try 3 actually. Wow. And drive 15, 10.1 meters. And then this is where we can brilliant. And then we've got our last field to do. I'm glad I was hoping, always hoping, all the way along that we would actually manage to do this all the way through, you know, like to get everything done in one day, the planting, and it doesn't matter about things like fertilising, especially if these fields are not. Let's have a look. Nitrogen, yeah, 29 did. Oh no, it does. It just does weird little line bits, but you can see the green is quite good actually. Ah, I knew it'd do that. Right, let's just correct that while we've got 2 minutes while there. Let's use the painting. Switch to painting and let's switch to brass. Should be that one. Let's go really tiny. And not my best, but not terrible. Let's just check. Could have done with that little patch there ploughing. We missed that, but hey ho. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, brilliant. Excellent. Patched up. All looking pretty okay now. Let's have a look at all the others. We can poke our head around. Always trying to keep aware of how things look, to try to keep this interesting as well and not just stick in one place. Lime is doing well. Everybody else is finished. We just need to plant field 29 is the last field, and that really should not take very long. I know we've got to... Let's have a look. We've got a lime. We could get away with it if we didn't actually pH that. And I think by the look of this, the darkness of the shading, we will need to run the crop sensor over, or it's sensible. It won't die for a few months yet, but it makes more sense to actually do that. So perhaps next time we'll get the Fendt GT, which has got narrows to... can it? It can't run over. It has to be done. The crop sensor needs to go on the... Oh wow! Goes to show then, precision farming saying it's good. Oh, it is. Perfect. So just had these couple of patches on the entire field. Let's have a look. How much longer? Oh, you're done. Oh no, you're not actually working, are you? 34 seconds. Surprises me, that does. Okay. Let's leave him to it. We'll be back in a minute, I've no doubt, but that caster shouldn't be too long either. With a 10 metre spread, it really doesn't take long to do a field of that size, but Courseplay, what does waste the time is all the turning around they do. If you were doing it as a human being, you would do that in like a snippet, but because they do... it really wasn't lime, was it? You're nearly done as well though, aren't you? I think that's the finish point. Oh, this is one of the worst things you could actually do. Stop. That's all. Aha, let's just do that manually that you've missed. And that bit there that you've missed. And we will, while we go, check for any more patches like that have been missed. The turn points, yeah, always there on a field, always. Got to be quick though, otherwise we run the risk of the game crashing. Now we're racing against the clock. Oh, I'm amazed at how little... Do you know, I've just realised something. I filled this up from the normal place, didn't I? After all that talking about, I've got all that seed. I went and committed the cardinal sin and bought some more seed. Really? I knew that would happen. Knew it. It's... When you're so busy, I can't get over. Oh wow, really didn't use hardly any lime at all. Well, at least we know actually that truthfully we're not going to need to lime any of the fields, because if that's that, then all the others are going to be pretty much the same. Right, we need you to do one last job. And then this is a wrap. The rest can be done on another day, any topping up of fertiliser and stuff like that. I believe this field is the one that's going to need fertilising. Oh, I can't believe I've got thousands and thousands of litres of seeds and I've gone and bought some more. ridiculous. You know, sometimes. Right. Field 29. 29 field edge. Course generation. Currently loaded course. And we'll try 3. It's not going to be far off. Oh, it is. Oh. Now this is, yeah, we'll keep it. I'll tell you why, because if you go save 29, 10.1 meters. If you change something on a generated course, you have to actually load the course again because it goes funny. It's again another one of those foibles that you learn about courseplay as you use courseplay. Right, actually no, we'll say I would love to get a couple of Fendt GTs at some point, so that we can literally, I can use them as fertiliser and limer, just leave them as dedicated and have the Banderanti also assist on a bigger scale where necessary. Right, this is pretty much it. We should only have one worker working. Nitrogen's looking good on 29 and 15 if you can ignore those weird lines. I don't know why it's done that, but so we need to nitrogen 14, nitrogen 12 and 13, and also lime 12 and 13 properly, but we won't do that now. This is literally a matter of just finishing this. So it is not going to take long for a 10 metre caster to literally do this field. Beautiful mid-spring evening, and we are on track. We have planted our seeds. Let's have a look at our animals. Oh wow, 19,000. That should have a full load of manure by the morning. We bought another field, which that's true. I've not looked. I've not got any data, have I? Yeah, so I need to run the. Now there is a little trick you can play with the Fendt GT, which should be rather interesting to show you guys. Yes, we'll need me buying a special front loader and an adapter, but yes, we can actually get that. Just thinking it's probably just as cheap to do that as it is to buy a full set of narrows for one of the other tractors, and then I can just keep them as they are now and have the Fendt GTs as my the two. Yeah, if I've got one for fertilising and liming, bottom line is I can just literally have them do all of the field work, where when everything's planted, where obviously we've got crop damage on, it is seasons, and we've got crop damage on as well, it's not off. I like to play realistically. I think it's that one, isn't it? Crop destruction on, yeah, it is on. Everything is in its raw thing, so if we would affect and damage crops, we will affect and damage crops. I like that. So yeah, the Fendt GT has got narrows on naturally, which is another good thing about the Fendt GT, and I think it looks nice actually. They don't look terribly narrow, but they are narrows. It doesn't damage crops, so amazing tractor. So many advantages, especially for small work. It's very well suited for lots of things, and also I think, although it only says it's a 46 horsepower tractor, it does definitely punch above its weight. It definitely can move implements up to about 68 horsepower with no problem. Again, we all know that the horsepower rating's slightly out on some implements anyway, but it definitely, I've had that running windrowers that were like 90 something horsepower, and it shifts it like it's nothing. So either the horsepower was out on the windrower, or that can punch above its weight. I'm not going to say either way, because I'm not going to get into an argument. Now then, we need to touch this up in places. We've got little patches here that aren't done. Let's go and jump in. Look from above. Then we'll just take control, and then it is literally fact, yeah, let's not be lazy. Let's not be lazy. Let's do this ourselves. No point in sitting in the tractor and doing nothing. I can still talk to you guys at the same time. Let's... okay. Let's see if I can gauge this right. Ah, missed a bit. Sooner overlap than miss a bit. Okay, let's just get rid of the bit that we've just fluffed up. I don't know, Mr. Smith. Stop trying to get your things too exact. You want overlap, not underlap. You've only got to do it twice then. Ah, there we missed. I knew there was some green on this. Well, we missed when we were... This is what I'm saying. Look, see those patches of green now? At least a couple on there, which we now need to rectify, or they'll drive us crazy. 1, 2, at least 2 that I can see. So yeah, we're not fixing that today, but I will go around manually. Obviously, with this being extreme, I will show you guys me doing it as well. I'm not going to do it hidden. There's nothing goes on. Well, I did have a brainstorming session, which I admitted to. Well, no work was done though without you guys. Not a single mod was placed or anything without you guys present on this Let's Play. That is extreme. There's a tiny patch there. Tiny patch there. Patch there. These are edgy patches. They always drive me crazy as well when it doesn't quite catch the edges. You see bits and bobs of brown when your canola's coming through. I know it's not just when you've got a minute now and you actually remember it. Just to me seems it's only going to take a minute of real time to... Yeah, some more up there, I see it, and then there's that patch there. That's the other thing as well, when you drive around your field like this, just shows any bits that you've missed. The amount of times I've actually planted fields that there were massive gashes missing that show up later and you think, oh, right, nearly there. Just that one patch left to do. One patch of white. Yeah, that's all good. Oh, hang on, I see a patch of white there. Brilliant, did all that. Now then, where were you, patch of white? I know you're there. Up here. Brilliant. So we just need that remedial work, which I have no doubt I'll probably forget, and will not be the end of the world if I do, but I'm hoping I do remember. So that is where I'm going to leave it. I am going to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you're going to continue on this journey. I think we've done an absolute amazing amount of work in this actual day, because not just this recording session, but this actual day. I'm talking, so it doesn't matter about having time at times one. We've planted all of that field, we've planted this field, we've planted the far field, so we've got 3 fields and we've got those 2 that remain in grass. We bought field 16, and that is going to need crop sensor. We're going to need to run precision farming across to get the data from that, and I would imagine we'll probably also have to lime and fertilise it, and we'll probably have to do so with the Fendt GT, because that crop's going to be well underway. In fact, we can actually look at that. Yeah, it's growing, so it's in the first growth stage, or maybe second actually. Yeah, I think it is. Well, no, it isn't. I think that's first actually. Let's just put that together. Yeah, I think that's hard to tell. My colour eye's not too good for situations like that. It looks like first to me, but so yes, we are moving on apace. We have literally all of those fields now, and you can see that they're planted. They should germinate by morning because the temperature is right for them, so overnight they should change to the first growth stage, even though we know that you don't show straight away, but they should literally turn to green by tomorrow morning because of the temperature. So we've got the temperature spot on, ground temperature's high, and so's the air temperature, both matched, so that should be spot on. So we've got all of our crops planted and in time in the mid-spring. Let's just check that, because I did sort of check that, the planting window at the beginning. Canola is, and look, the temperature is white, so that just proves my point. That has been planted in the planting season and at the right temperature, so therefore in the morning it should germinate, so we should all be good. So literally we are absolutely apace. I cannot recall, but I think, I can't remember, this is the last thing I'm going to check. I almost got a sneaky feeling that those bales are done today, but I'm not sure it's 04. Let's go and have a look. We'll use the, what they used to call the Wopster, and have a look at them to see how they're coming on. So I can't remember. I've got a sneaky feeling it was a couple of days ago. No, actually I think it was it this morning, thinking about it. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, absolutely. They've got ages to go. So they should be ready in 05 then. So that'll be late spring, won't it? Right, so we've done all that we can. We've got our field work done, planted. We've got a little tiny bit of fertiliser and a bit of crop sensor to get off field 16, our new field. But look at that on the little mini-map. We are literally standing in the middle of all of our fields. For saying we are on hard economy, I am really, really chuffed on how well we are doing. But we've got to move our backsides now and hope that all this canola pays off and that wheat to produce enough, and obviously the milk should be kicking in roughly about in autumn, so we've got to hope that it all comes to a head without two massive disasters. We know there's going to be little hiccups, there always are. This is c'est la vie. We've seen it lots and lots of times, and we've weathered all of these individual storms. And it will be nice with all this amount of canola, especially from this field. This is the biggest field we've got, without a shadow of a doubt. 16 is also big, but our other ones, 29 and 15, they are small fields. It's no good pretending otherwise. But nevertheless, with all four of those fields, the amount of crop and money that we should get from that, and also in between all of the selling of the manure and the digestate at the slurry yard, should truthfully, it's going to be tight, but 700,000 is literally what we're aiming for. We've also got this. All of these are going to produce quite a bit, and again digestate. So we are literally, we've done as much as we possibly can. The wheels are in motion. The rest is down to whether the machine is strong enough to actually earn that. We're not going to be buying any more fields, not between now and then. We're set. This is the path, and we've now got to walk it and hope that we do well enough. So I've got to be careful about buying equipment. Maybe one more Fen GT is not too much off the thing, but I suppose truthfully we've got to stick to our vision and make this work. So with no further ado, I say the wheels are in motion. Everything is moving faster pace. We've got a couple of little finishing touches on field 16 and a bit of liming to be done on 12 and 13 and fertiliser, but apart from that, well, pretty much cooking on gas and really definitely on track. So thank you for continuing on this journey with me. I hope you will continue on this journey with me, and just like to say thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.